going on, guys? The Inside the Booth podcast, and today we have our weekly picks. Week number 3. I feel like this series is flying. We're already at week 3 of the NFL, and a lot of storylines. Once again, Daniel Jones and the Colts are 2-0. A bunch of other stuff. The Bills look great again. The Giants are 0-2. My Giants are 0-2. They lost to a game-winning field goal against the Dallas Cowboys. And yeah, Chiefs lose to the Eagles. They start 0-2 for the first time in how long? But anyways, we got some picks this week. Of course, we went 12-4 last week. Week 1 we went 8-8. Week 2, 12-4. So we've been improving. I mean, I think the best thing we could do now is go 16-0. But let's not get a hold of ourselves. Let's make some good picks this week. But the first one, we got the Buffalo Bills taking on the Miami Dolphins. And if there is something this Miami Dolphins team has said or has kind of shown, is that they have no business in winning football games, and they are going to lose on Thursday night to the Buffalo Bills. I don't think it's going to be 17-15. If you guys are new to this channel, of course, leave a like, leave a follow, and all these score predictions that you guys see, like the 17-15, that's not what we're focused on. We're focused on making the winners of the picks, and we have the Buffalo Bills winning this one. I think they destroy them. The Falcons taking on the Carolina Panthers. Bryce Young has been so weird. He starts off way too cold, and then he has to fight back late. Threw a few touchdowns last week, but not enough, and I don't think it's going to be enough to beat this Atlanta team either. Bijan Robinson is just a hell of a talent. He could definitely be in the conversation, I think, for Offensive Player of the Year as the season goes on. He is just a lethal threat to this Atlanta offense. He's great. And for Carolina, I mean, they haven't really gotten off to great starts, but, that's really what I have for that game. I don't think we have to really get much into this about Green Bay. They are a Super Bowl contender, and I think they're going to continue to show that with a win over the Cleveland Browns. The Browns, they really don't have anything of their team, right? I think a lot of people are waiting to see what Shedeur Sanders has in the regular season. Browns fans are probably tired of seeing Joe Flacco weekly. I mean, I don't think Joe Flacco envisioned himself starting a lot at age 41, I believe he is. So, there's that. Houston against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville, they played a close game against Cincinnati, weren't able to get the win in that game, but they are also a team that, they need guys to get off to better games. I mean, Brian Thomas is probably the biggest one, that he just has not played like Brian Thomas has. Travis Hunter hasn't really broken out as a wide receiver, in my opinion. It's just been quick checkdowns, 5 receptions, 25 yards, type those games. And then, Trevor Lawrence has to be better as well. But I do honestly envision the Houston Texans not going 0-3. I don't think this is a team that is going to go 0-3. I just don't see it. I see C.J. Stroud getting a win this week. They played a very close game against the Buccaneers. If you guys watched that, a 20-19 finish. And that one went right down to the final play. I mean, what a game that Baker Mayfield had. But we do have 3 road teams getting the win. Cincinnati. This is Carson Wentz against Jake Browning, I believe, right? I believe that is the situation. But don't quote me on that. But I know that, J.J. McCarthy's not playing and Joe Burrow is out. But, I mean, I tell you what, this is a very weird game, right? You really don't know what you're going to get out. But if there has been something that I have seen, is that Jake Browning does not like losing to the Minnesota Vikings. I tell you what, we've been on the road dogs a lot so far. I mean, you look at the first few picks, 3 of the first 4. I don't see that changing in this one as well. Minnesota dropping to 1-2. Cincinnati getting to 3-0 with Jake Browning as their quarterback. I mean, the Vikings, I think they are getting off through very bad starts, and I think a lot of it has to do with J.J. McCarthy. The offensive line is good. Like, it's not like, it's a bad offensive line unit. They have weapons. They're going to get Jordan Addison back soon. Justin Jefferson is eventually going to play those Justin Jefferson 100-plus yards, 7 and 8 reception games. But getting into this one, the Aaron Rodgers Steelers taking on the New England Patriots. I feel like we've taken enough road dogs. We're going to take the New England Patriots. Originally, I had the Pittsburgh Steelers, but the way that this has been shaping out, I've taken a lot of road teams so far. So we're going to switch it up. We're going to take the Patriots with Drake May. I've been a big supporter with Drake May, not only for picking him in fantasy, but I just like how he plays the game. He can run, he can pass, he can do it all, and he is going to be a very bright piece for the New England Patriots. And then with Aaron Rodgers, won a game against the, who did they play week 1? I forgot who they played week 1 already. But yeah. The thing is and they beat the Seahawks beat them in the previous week. I'd have to look back at who the Pittsburgh Steelers played week 1. Why am I blanking? Not really sure, but that's besides the point. Aaron Rodgers. Oh, they played the Jets. They played the Jets week 1. So that's how that game went, and they won that game. Lost to Sam Darnold and the Seahawks. This is a very good game upcoming. The Philadelphia Eagles taking on the LA Rams. Both teams are 2-0. Both teams are healthy. I mean, I tell you what, this LA Rams team, Devontae Adams, Stafford, Williams, Puka, I tell you what, this is a very fun offense, and they're going against a defense that is very good as well. But it's hard to bet against Philly, especially when they're at Lincoln Financial. I expect a very good game. Definitely one that I'll be tuning into. And I have the Philadelphia Eagles winning. We're going to take the Bucks. Baker Mayfield and the Bucks moving to 3-0. The Jets, I don't know if Justin Fields is starting, because I believe he had suffered an injury against Buffalo. And then Tyrod Taylor is not going to probably win you a football game, especially down south in Tampa Bay. So, the Bucks getting the better one. Now we get to Indiana Jones, man. Daniel Jones is 2-0. And his former team, the Giants, are 0-2. Taking on a Tennessee team that they have some problems. I think Cam Ward could be a good player in the NFL. I do. But how are they going to be able to defend Daniel Jones and this offense? I mean, they've had some decent starts to their games. The Broncos game was fun to watch, even though they lost that one. And then the Rams game, they played a pretty decent game. But I mean, honestly, I'm gonna continue to, we're gonna take Daniel Jones this week. I believe we faded him last week when we took the Denver Broncos, and I mean, rightfully so. I mean, the Denver Broncos are a very good team, but that defense looked terrible against the Daniel Jones led team. No Jaden Daniels this week. They're taking on Geno Smith. I don't trust Geno Smith, and I definitely trust Marcus Mariota as a backup to win them a football game. I know Austin Eckler suffered a torn Achilles, so he's out for the season, but Terry McLaurin, I believe this is the game that we're going to see Terry McLaurin play like Scary Terry, and the Washington Commanders are going to win this football game. I'm going to take the Chargers. I know the Denver Broncos lost a heartbreaker against the Indianapolis Colts. This Chargers team's hot, man. This offense is really fun to watch with Ladd McConkey. Justin Herbert's played great. Keenan Allen, scored a touchdown. Quentin Johnson, breakout year for that man. He has looked good as well. And I do have the Chargers moving to 3-0 and the Denver Broncos moving to 1-2. I don't think a lot has to be mentioned. This game can be very close because of how Sam Darnold plays, or the Seahawks just run over the Saints. The Saints are not going to win a lot of football games this year. It's Jawan Johnson, who's played well as a tight end, and Alvin Kamara. I mean, those are your big-time weapons for Kellen Moore right now. Their quarterback room is a mess with Spencer Rattler or Tyler Shook, whoever is playing. It is not going to be enough to beat not only the Seattle Seahawks, but playing in Seattle. That's a tough place to play in. Seahawks move to 2-1. The Dallas Cowboys, they won a very close game to the New York Giants, 40-37. For a defensive-wise, you can't be happy you allowed 37 points to a Giants team that only put up 6 the previous week. Dak Prescott is showing when he is healthy, he can win football games for this team. And honestly, you look back at it at week 1, there is a world where the Dallas Cowboys could be 2-0 entering this game. Because Dallas, they only lost by 4, a lot of CeeDee Lamb drops and a few other things. We're going to take Dallas this week on the road to beat Ben Johnson in the Ben Johnson era. Still looking for their first victory. I mean, it's been rough to watch, I tell you. That game against the Detroit Lions, they wanted to blow the Bears out of this game. And they did. That was a crazy game. But let's get into this next one. Brock Purdy, done. He is out for now. Christian McCaffrey, he's in. George Kittle, not in. So, this is another game where we're going to have to rely on Mac Jones to defeat Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. And I see it happening. I do. I still think they have enough on defense to stop Kyler Murray and this offense. And I said I wasn't very high on the Arizona Cardinals at all anyway, so I think we're going to move them to 2-1. They get their first loss of the season. It's a divisional matchup, so they lose that one. Getting to the Sunday night football game. Giants against Patrick Mahomes, man. I tell you what, I don't think anybody probably saw the Chiefs being 0-2, at least in my opinion. I feel like most people had them at 1-1. Or maybe a select few had them at 2-0, beating the Eagles and the Chargers. But the Giants are 0-2. The Chiefs are 0-2. Who is going to win the football game? Patrick Mahomes does not lose 3 games in a row. That is a statistic. He just doesn't lose 3 games in a row. I know. I get it. If you date back to last year, he technically has lost 3 games in a row. But playoffs, different atmosphere. We're going to take the Kansas City Chiefs against the New York Giants. This is the game that the Giants, they just got to stay competitive. But, the fact that they're 0-3 now, it's very tough because their schedule only gets tougher with the Chargers next week. Then you got, the 49ers that week or something like that. And then you have the Eagles, Broncos, Eagles in those next upcoming games. So it's very rough for the New York Giants. I would love an upset spot. I really would. But I can't really see it. And then the Baltimore Ravens against the Detroit Lions, probably game of the week, I'd say, outside of LA Rams and the Philadelphia Eagles. This one I was really back and forth on because, both teams do have very high-powered offenses. Both teams are very good, but I do have Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens defeating the Detroit Lions. So let's just recap it one last time. This video was a bit longer than probably I anticipated. But we have the Bills beating the Dolphins, the Atlanta Falcons beating the Panthers, Green Bay beating the Browns, Houston beating the Jags, Cincinnati moving to 3-0 as they beat the Vikings. The Patriots win against the Aaron Rodgers-led Steelers. Philadelphia wins against the Rams. The Bucks defeat the Jets. Daniel Jones moves to 3-0. The Commanders win against the Raiders. LA Chargers win a divisional matchup. The Seahawks defeat the Saints. Cowboys beat Ben Johnson's Bears. The 49ers defeat the Cardinals. Chiefs beat the Giants. And then finally, the Ravens defeat the Lions. Anyways, guys, that is going to do it for our weekly picks. Of course, we went 8-8 week 1, 12-4 week 2, maybe a 16-0 run. I'm not going to get a hold of myself, but hopefully all 16 of these teams do get the win. I would love to see the Giants defeat the Chiefs because I'm a Giants fan, but that's going to do it. Leave a like, leave a follow, and of course, smash that like button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.